I'm Dan Jenkins. I'm one of the climbers. I'm one of the. I wish I was a climber. So I'm Dan. I'm one of the designers here at Lowe Alpine, and I was the lead designer on the new rock range. The reason we've launched a new rock range here at Lowe Alpine was historically our heritage is in the vertical world. A lot of the kind of early packs were kind of climbing packs, and we did have kind of cragging packs historically. So there was a bit of a gap that we had in our range that we wanted to fill. So for me, being a climber, being able to create like a complete set of climbing packs was a great project for me, and it's something I could like really get stuck into. So I mainly got into climbing through my dad. So my dad's been climbing like his whole life. So when we were kids growing up, like we were always getting taken out to the climbing wall, out to the crag. So kind of always kind of dipped in and out as we were kids. It probably kind of started more consistently when I was about like 15, 16. I kind of got more into it. I've been climbing for quite a long time, and I've used like various packs over those years. And one of the things that always kind of frustrated me was how kind of cragging packs carried. They always tended to be quite simplistic, and the kind of carry systems tended to be quite soft in some cases. And you can potentially be like walking for quite a while to get to a crag, especially if you get lost, which seems to happen quite often. So having like a pack that carried really, really well was kind of like one of the main things for us. I also kind of wanted to create a pack that wasn't too complicated. Being a cragging pack, they spend most of the time on the floor getting kicked about. So having a cragging pack that had a bit more of a minimal aesthetic, so kind of less lines, slightly less seams, avoiding abrasion, so it's going to last longer, but it also creates like a really cool kind of minimal aesthetic. And I think with the two fabrics that we've got, that kind of really flat full dull 420 on the sides, and then that kind of ballistic 840 null on the front, it's like quite a minimal, sleek design, but it's also got like a really great link with kind of the textures, so it creates a really nice aesthetic. We started designing the kind of rock range in around October 2017, and so it's had a good, probably almost like 2 years worth of development. And through that, even from like the early stages, we were getting samples in, we were just like out testing them. And I think that's one of the great things with this range is like being a climber, and there's like a lot of climbers here at Lowe. We were able to just go out with every round of samples, even just for an evening, cragging after work, go give it a battering, see what was working, see what wasn't working, and we can kind of bring all that back into like the office and kind of tweak and play and kind of move it along. So it's been like a really great process for me, especially to be even kind of more hands-on than we usually are. It's always like a team effort here at Lowe, so having kind of other members of the team and other members of just the office just going out testing has been one of the reasons why like the range turned out so well. So for me, one of my favourite parts of my job is actually like seeing packs when they're kind of finished and done out and about, and you see people using them, and you kind of see someone on the hill and you're like, oh cool, yeah, I remember designing that. I actually took them out, packs out to Spain last Christmas, and even people there were kind of coming up and like, oh that's really cool, what's that? So yeah, whenever you get cool feedback and you see people kind of excited and interested in what you've got, and then finally when they actually have gone and bought it and you can see them using it out on the hill, those are like some of like the best bits of the job for me. We did design the rock range with like specific people in mind. So the Rogue, we did kind of have like a more trad climber in mind, and like the Outcast was a slightly more sport climber in mind. But that doesn't mean that you have to be a trad climber to use the Rogue, or you have to be a sport climber to use the Outcast. I mean, for me especially, it was all about accessibility and how you like to get to your kit and how you like to be organised. Some people love to like spread out at the crag, some people like to be more contained. So I mean, I mainly just go sport climbing. I do kind of odd bits of trad and go bouldering, but I'm mainly kind of just focused on going sport climbing. So, but I use the Rogue. I think it's great. It's my favourite pack in the range, and I've been using one for the last, well, kind of 2 years now, like ever since we started developing it. So for me, yeah, it's a great pack and does everything I've wanted a climbing pack to do. I hope for the rock range there's like more to come. I hope we get to like expand it or kind of continue to develop it. But in the meantime, I hope people kind of enjoy using them as much as I do, because I think it's a great range and they work really, really well.